Everyone, we need to have a talk. We need to have a very serious, adult conversation about morals, maturity, communication, and the internet. There's a certain phrase, there's a certain excuse going around. It's been going around for a long time now. And I wanted to address it with this video because it needs to be talked about. It needs to be said. Sure, this is common sense. This is common knowledge. This is like, no duh, really, already know that. But there are some people out there who are ignorant and arrogant who surprisingly don't know this. So I'm going to say it here, now, because it needs to be said. The internet is not an excuse to be a jerk. Just because you're communicating with people online, through text and typed out words, that does not give you the power, the reason, or any form of acceptability to be immoral, immature, and just downright rude to complete strangers. The internet is literally no different from walking around in a shopping mall or a community center filled with people. No different than walking around a circus or a movie theater. The internet is a hub for masses of people to communicate, view content, receive information, and go about their business. If you were in a shopping mall, community center, or movie theater, someplace surrounded by people, I can guarantee that you wouldn't do or say the things that you say and do on the internet, which makes you kind of a hypocrite. If you wouldn't shout at the top of your lungs in a crowded establishment, "I hate gays and transgenders, they should die. I hate this company and these greedy bastards, they should all lose their jobs and burn in hell." Or the classic, "Fuck you, you have no life, you're a useless person. I'm better than you in every single way." Because leaving those kinds of comments on the internet is the exact same thing as shouting those kind of profanities and nasty comments in an establishment full of people. It's no different. The only thing you accomplish is making yourself look like an asshole. And why? Why would you want to make yourself look like an asshole? I mean, there are basic fundamental rights and wrongs. You don't just call someone you've never met before, you know nothing about, a faggot straight to their face. You just don't do that. You wouldn't do that in a crowded room or building. If you wouldn't do that in real life, why should you get away with it on the internet? Why would it be socially acceptable online? You're not free from morals. You're not free from right and wrong. You're not free from basic decency and basic common courtesy towards your fellow man and woman. The internet does not give you some sort of magical power or right to wipe away all morals, all scruples, all basic common decency from you. I mean, if you're a nice guy in real life, if you love your family and friends, if you love going out having fun, if you're usually kind to strangers you meet on the street, why do a 180 on your personality and be a complete asshole on the internet? Why not act yourself? Be yourself. Now, I know what some of you are thinking immediately. I'm being a hypocrite. Being yourself means being who you are. If you're an asshole, you're an asshole. Yes, but even if you are an asshole, and you know you're an asshole, at the very least admit it. Like say, yeah, I know I'm an asshole. Sorry if I hurt your feelings, that's just the way I am. Be humble. Just because you're an asshole, and you know you're an asshole, doesn't mean you can't be humble. Everyone can be humble. If you know you're rude and you're loud, and you accept that that's who you are, good for you. More power to you. But that doesn't give you the right to insult and make other people miserable. That doesn't give you the right to start fights that don't need to be started. There are just some opinions you keep to yourself. If you don't like gays, that's all you. You don't need to share that with anyone else. That's you. That's how you feel. No one's stopping you. But don't go spreading that hate. Don't say, I hate the gays, I hate the gays. Everybody else should hate the gays are wrong. Don't go oppressing people. Don't go oppressing people with your opinion. And don't go stating your opinion as fact. When it's just your opinion, not fact, you can't just wave a magic wand, or just say whatever you want and all of a sudden your opinion becomes fact. Whether it be sexuality, whether it be movies, or video games, or certain business practices. If you don't like them, you don't agree with them, that's fine. But don't go after and insult other people who just aren't like you and don't have the same thoughts or feelings as you. Also, quit being freaking hypocrites. If you wouldn't say this nasty, mean, immature shit, if you wouldn't say this shit in real life, in front of a crowd of people, because the internet is basically just a crowd of people, a community hub for people, just like a shopping mall or a movie theater. If you wouldn't act like an asshole there and say stupid shit there, don't say it on the internet. The internet is not an excuse to throw out common decency and maturity. The internet does not give you an excuse to be a jerk. And if you use the internet as an excuse to be a jerk, then you are a poor, poor, petty thing, and you have my pity.